good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now, as you guys are probably already aware, I've got a bit of an obsession with credit cards. I have so many now and pretty much use them for every single purchase I make. This is partly because spending on a credit card really improves your credit score, but also so you can get those rewards points, cashback or air miles. And I personally can't not take advantage of the new customer introductory offers, where you get bonus points or bonus cashback. So today I'm going to be going over the AMEX Gold card, which I think is the best rewards / air miles card that you can get out there at the moment. As always, just a quick disclaimer, this is in no way financial advice. I'm simply just outlining my thoughts and sharing my experiences. Always make sure to do your own research and inform yourself before signing up for anything. Now before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so you never miss a video. But now, let's get into it. Okay, so if you're not particularly familiar with credit cards, you may be thinking, why do I need one? The short answer is, you don't really. But by having one, it usually allows you to gain access to perks and rewards that you wouldn't normally have access to. And usually it'll cost you absolutely nothing to do so. So pretty much all you need to do is get a credit card that offers some sort of rewards or cashback, and then usually from any pounds spent using the card, you'll earn cashback or rewards points in return. And like I said, as well as getting these rewards, it'll also be improving your credit score as long as you pay it off every single month in full. And there are loads of credit cards out there which have no annual fee, so it means you're not going to have to pay a penny for having the card as long as you pay it off in full every single month and don't overspend. Now, I'm usually only an advocate of credit cards that have no annual fee, as I'm usually getting a credit card to take advantage of the reward scheme and introductory offers. So I want it to be absolutely free, so I'm simply gaining from the situation. But the card we're going to be looking at today actually has quite a significant annual fee, but it also has one of the best reward schemes out there, so I'm going to run through why I think it's still worthwhile. And if you use it correctly, you're not actually going to have to pay a penny for having the card, despite its annual fee, and you're going to be able to access all these rewards points. So that's a quick little summary of rewards credit cards in general and why I think they're worthwhile, but let's get into the card we're looking at today. So it's the American Express Preferred Rewards Gold card, which is this little guy right here. Now I know it's not important, but it does look pretty cool in my opinion. I was actually quite surprised when I got it because I usually don't care about this sort of thing, but from seeing it next to my Platinum Cashback credit card, there's just something about the black writing on the gold card which just looks really cool. But as I said, the aesthetics of the card really isn't important, so let's get looking into the features that actually make the card worth having. So as I briefly touched on, the best thing about this card is the rewards scheme and the rewards points you'll get for every pound spent using the card. So the rewards points aren't an exact science, and they can actually be used in a number of different ways. Firstly, you can spend directly with the points or convert them into vouchers, which can be used in a number of different shops at places like Amazon and loads of others. And then instead, if you want, you can convert these points into air miles with a number of different airlines. And if you travel a lot and like staying in hotels, you can actually use them as well at selected hotel partners. Or if you want, you can actually donate to charity straight through the app using your points as well. In each scenario, it's really easy to do, to either spend or convert your points, but the main thing to just bear in mind is that the value of the points actually differs quite a lot depending on how you're spending your points. So for example, 10,000 rewards points can equate to a £50 Amazon voucher, which puts the value at 5p per point, which I don't think is great because it means you'll get 0.5% back in Amazon vouchers for every pound spent using your card. And if you want cashback, you're actually better off getting one of the AMEX Platinum Cashback credit cards instead, where you'll get a higher return plus cashback that you can actually spend it anywhere. So in comparison to converting them into vouchers, you can actually convert them into air miles, and for most airlines they're converted at a 1-to-1 ratio. Now air miles with different airlines can be worth different amounts, so it's worth doing a bit of shopping around, but a single air miles point can be worth from anywhere between 1p and 75p. So basically it's worth doing a bit of shopping around, working out what the points are worth and seeing what you can get with them, before you convert all your points to a specific airline. So to earn the points, you'll simply get 1 point for every pound spent using your card, and then if you're spending directly with an airline or in a foreign currency, you'll actually get 2 points per pound spent. And then finally 3 points per pound if you're spending directly at the Amex travel site. Now that's all great, and it's actually a pretty good reward scheme compared to other things on the market, but the main reason I see so much value in this card is the introductory offer to new customers, where you basically get a shed load of bonus points. So for all new customers, you'll simply get 10,000 rewards points, provided that you spend £3,000 within your first 3 months of having the card. And if you get referred by a friend and meet that same spending criteria, you'll actually get 12,000 points instead, which seems like a no-brainer to me. So if you're actually interested in this card and you don't have any friends or family members with it already, I'll stick my referral link down below if you do actually want to get those 2,000 extra points. And then, so full disclosure, the person referring you also gets 6,000 points as well. So if you sign up for the card, you can actually refer your friends and family to get extra points for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about that £3,000 that you need to spend in the first 3 months. Now, depending on your circumstances, this might be quite a lot of money to spend in 3 months, or it might just fit with your monthly spending. But if you don't actually think you'll be able to meet that spending without having to buy unnecessary things that you don't need, it's definitely worth avoiding getting this card, because the rewards points won't be worth you overspending and going over your monthly budget. but there will be other credit cards out there with a lower spending criteria that might suit you better. So for me it's actually worth it because I have quite a high monthly spending due to travelling a lot where I have to buy fuel and other business expenses. But on paper, one of the biggest drawbacks of this card is the hefty annual fee, which is £140 per year. So despite this high annual fee, it's actually a card that's still worth considering because the first year is actually free. So if you decide to cancel the card before the end of your first year, you're not actually going to have to pay a penny for having it. So if you're like me and you don't like paying annual fees on credit cards, you can actually earn points on your spending and get that £10,000 of bonus points. But before your first 3 years over, just make sure to convert all your points and then cancel the card. Now another thing to consider, if you have quite a high monthly expenditure, the card actually might be worth hanging on to despite the £140 of annual fee. And this is because you'll actually get another 10,000 points if you spend 15 grand a year on the card. So if you do fall into this category where you'll easily be able to spend 15 grand on the card a year, it's probably worth weighing up to see the value of the points and how you can best spend them compared against that £140 of annual fee. Now there are some other features with this card as well. So aside from the rewards points that you'll earn using this card, there are some other quite cool perks that you'll have access to if you have this credit card as well. So if you're into your travelling and you go to quite a lot of airports, you'll actually get 2 free airport lounge visits every single year at over 700 different airports, and they'll actually send you a card through the post so you can get into these airport lounges. As well as this, you can actually get free room upgrades in selected hotel partners, and obviously because it's a credit card, you'll have an additional level of security against fraud that you wouldn't normally have if you're spending on a debit card, and you'll also have really good purchase and refund protection. So for example, if you experience fraud on your card, or you're entitled to a refund at a retailer but they actually refuse, you can just get in contact with American Express and they'll sort it all out for you. Another thing that's really good about this card is actually the American Express app. Now I've spoken about this in another video, but I've had a load of different credit cards from different credit card companies, and some of the apps are just pretty poor. They don't really work all that well and I've experienced quite a few bugs in them. In comparison though, the American Express app is pretty solid and it's really easy to keep track of your spending and your rewards points. So that basically covers all the positive features about this card, but as always there are a few things to bear in mind and to be aware of. Firstly being your credit score. Now for some people, if you have a particularly poor credit score, you might not actually be successful in applying for this card. And if you fall into this category, to put it simply, try to just pay off all of your outstanding debt and find a credit card out there that will build your credit score. But also if you do intend on having this credit card for less than a year, like I'm planning on doing, cancelling the credit card might actually damage your credit score. So just bear that in mind. The card also has an extremely high interest rate of 57.6% APR for if you don't pay off your bill every single month. So that's just another reason why it's vital to not overspend using this credit card, and it's best avoided if you don't think you'll be able to meet the spending criteria. But that being said, if this credit card does suit your monthly expenditure, it's really easy to make sure that you pay it off every month by simply setting up a direct debit through the app, where you can simply select to pay the balance in full every single month directly from your bank account, so you don't have to worry about it. Now the final thing to remember is that American Express isn't actually accepted everywhere, and depending on where you live and what shops you usually go to, this might have a big impact on whether or not the card is a good fit for you. For me personally, I don't think it's a big deal at all, because American Express is accepted at most big retailers. It's only really smaller retailers that don't accept them. And this is basically because American Express charges the retailer more than something like MasterCard or Visa. But for me, as I say, I spend most of my money at larger retailers that do accept American Express. Now I've also found an easy little workaround if you're shopping online at a retailer that doesn't accept American Express. If this particular retailer does accept PayPal, you can actually still use your American Express card. And all you need to do is link your American Express card to your PayPal account, and then when you're purchasing online, just make sure you pay through PayPal and then select your American Express card. And it's as easy as that. You can basically use your AMEX card at way more online retailers than you might have originally thought. So that pretty much does it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you have made it this far. I really hope you found it useful or interesting in some way, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like on the video, as it really helps me out. Also, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I understand that this credit card is not for everyone, but the reward scheme is one of the better ones out there. And if you want to see more content like this and other videos on personal finance, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so you never miss a video. And as always, make sure to go follow me on Instagram as well. I'll stick it on the screen now and in the link down below. I'm pretty active on there, so if you want to know my thoughts on anything, feel free to drop me a message. But that does it for today, guys. Take it easy and keep saving.